Gaming.
How's it going, everybody? That PC was promised to you 3,000 years ago? Well, it's not really playing out very well. But yeah, they finally decided to actually start taking it apart. I can't believe it, man. So, you know, they've replaced
either
the power
donate,
supply
or get
again.
the fuck out.
And they're like, all right, your computer's ready for pickup. I texted, hold on, let me see. Here, I'll just read you what I said. This shit's funny as fuck, man. Let's see. So it says, hello, your unit is done and ready for pickup. Said, great, I will be there shortly, but before I leave, since it's a 45-minute drive each way, just wanted to confirm that it was tested on subsequent shutdowns and reboots to make sure that code 62 issue is no longer present. Same with E1 error on sleep and wake. And the guy goes, double checking now. Said, appreciate it. Sometimes it doesn't pop up after a full power cycle or being unplugged. Usually the PC will power up and light up properly, but no display signal or USB power in the case of both codes. So at that point it was like 20 minutes and I'm like, oh shit, yep, they found it again. And the guy goes, I double checked it, it's still showing error 62 on restart. Said, yeah, that's why I was surprised when y'all said it was a power supply issue, especially after you just changed it out. Both of those codes are related to the PCIe slot or the RAM, according to ASUS. Makes me think it's the motherboard. Could we at least try swapping out the RAM kit? So then the guy says, working on trying to recreate the issue with test components now. And then like 4 hours later, I get a follow-up. It says I was able to replicate the issue consistently. So according to the ASUS motherboard documentation and multiple Google searches, I narrowed down the issue to your RAM and your GPU. Which again, it's probably the motherboard, because what touches both of those things? Using a test 5090 Astral, I got the PC to hang on E1 with your RAM, and with test RAM, but your GPU, it hangs on 62, and I could not recreate either error code with test components in your system. The GPU is still within 30 days, so we can swap it out with a fresh one off the floor. The RAM costs for the new kit would be covered by the plan you bought in May. And then he said, this is the one I recommend. How should we proceed? I said, that sounds great. Glad you were hopefully able to find the issue. Crazy that the GPU I just bought was a dud, but let's go ahead and move forward with the RAM you mentioned. So then he says, okay. And then it's another 2 hours. He goes, hey, I'm reaching out again because I grabbed the new parts and installed them on your system, and the error code 62 made a return. At this point, I'm going back and double checking everything. It's now likely the motherboard, shocking, or CPU. Luckily, you will not have to pay for anything in regards to parts and labor. However, I will not be able to get it done tonight. And I just said, no worries. I'd rather it get fixed, so no rush. So, yeah, we're finally at the part of actually swapping shit out now. So, I couldn't believe when they said that it was a fucking another power supply issue. I was like, there's no chance, bro. It was in there for an hour. How the hell would it even have a chance to get fried in an hour? So, yeah, we'll see. I have a feeling it's the motherboard. So, that was my that's literally what I put on the, like, literal first work order that I gave them. I literally put on there, you know, motherboard and RAM are most likely the issue based on error codes or something along those lines. Like, I specifically told the people up front because I had already looked up the codes, because I'd been trying to fix this shit for like 2 months on and off. But yeah, they sound legit like retards. So again, I sympathize with them to a degree, because I understand the pressure that they're kind of under, because there's so many, like, bullshit computers they have to work on. Like, sitting in the waiting room for as much as I have, I've seen the type of people that come in. Like, I mentioned that girl who was bringing in that old Alienware laptop that had the flickering screen, the LED lights were flashing on the front cover, you know, the trackpad wasn't working, it looked like somebody took sandpaper to the paint, the speakers weren't working, it was like 8 years old or something, and it's like, dude, imagine having to deal with computers like that, right? And then you have to actually work on a real computer. You know, you're just trying to get shit done as quickly as possible, so I get it from that perspective, but it's like, you can't tell me they couldn't just turn it on and off multiple times after installing a part to make sure it fucking worked. Like, that's easy. That's not hard. So, again, I empathize a little bit, because it's like, yeah, I get it. They're probably going through a bunch of bullshit on day-to-day basis, but this shit's crazy, bro. Like, again, I'm not asking them to, like, run a fucking benchmark or anything. I literally was just asking them to turn the computer on, shut it down, and then turn it back on. Like, I don't feel like that's too much to ask, but finally, they actually tested it before I drove out there, so my guess is we'll have to end up replacing the motherboard, but they already installed the new power supply, too, which is the crazy part, so I now have, like, this 1500 watt platinum power supply, or so. I don't even fucking know at this point. So I went from, I think, 1200 to 1300 to now 1500. So, you know, they've spent about $1,100 on power supplies. They were about to give me another 5090 Astral, as well as new RAM sticks. But yeah, it's, like, insane, man. I don't know if it's Seasonic. I think it is, but I don't know. They said it was like $600. They didn't have the exact. They said they called me and said we don't have the exact power supply, but we have a 1500 watt one that's technically more expensive. Would you be okay with that? I was like, yeah, that's fine. So I'm guessing it's fine. I mean, my power supply wasn't the issue in the first place, plus I'm getting the Seasonic one as well, too. So I'm getting both of them, because they already installed the new one. So I think they're just going to give me my old one in the box for the new one. So it's, like, insane. I don't know. And I don't know if they're going to give me the RAM as well. Like, the guy may just not give a shit and be like, oh, well, I already put it in. Like, I don't know, honestly. I really don't. I don't think they give a shit because it's under warranty, and I don't think it comes out of their paycheck, so I really don't think they care. Because I still have my original power supply, the thermal take one, which I'm going to sell that now. I'm going to sell that thermal take power supply. I'm going to sell whichever one is not installed in the computer. Like, this shit's wild, man. But yeah, I couldn't believe it when they said it was the GPU as well. I'm like, there's no way. That GPU hasn't even run anything. Like, it's not even like I put it under load for it to actually even crap out. I don't know. But I'm glad the guy who's working on it is well aware of the issue. So, he understands what's going on now. And he's actually testing for it at each step, which is reassuring. Which is what should have happened in the first place. But, yeah, I don't know. Here we are, man. But yeah, this shit's pretty wild. So I think tomorrow they're going to test out a new CPU and a new motherboard. Oh, man. Which, I mean, if he does both of them at the same time, I'm wondering if he's just going to give me a new CPU. I don't know. This shit's pretty crazy. But here we are. They're not upcharging me. All this shit's free, PK. I don't even have to pay for the service. The only thing I had to pay for was that initial GPU and the warranty that I bought, which was $4,300 total. I got a replacement GPU, sold that for $3,800 pretty much, or $4,000. Closer, but within that range, it doesn't really matter. So pretty much I'm only out $400 in this entire thing. So I'd say I'm doing all right. Plus I got the free power supply. I mean, I may get another set of RAM. I don't know. At this point, who knows what's gonna happen. It would be fucking hilarious if they did actually give me that new GPU they just installed as well as the old one. Again, I have no idea how that shit works, but this has been an experience for sure. This has definitely been an experience, so the guys basically told me, like, you know, we'll just keep changing out stuff. You don't have to pay for it. So it's free 99 at this point. But yeah, this has definitely been an interesting experience. Let's see. Trent, with the 46 months, you'll finally be able to make videos again. Yeah, I'll have my Adobe license back. And then also, Oski Woski, the two, I'll buy your extra GPU for $2. Yeah, it'd be sweet if I did actually get that extra one back. well, we already put it in, so here you go. It's no longer new. I would not be shocked if they said that, honestly. It would not surprise me. We already put it in. It's not new. Shaki Gaming with the 3. Does Griffin need his square slot? Need? What do you mean? I already have it, bro. I've got all I could ever want. Other than part 3. The other thing is those parts that may not have worked, since they most likely find they'll resell them as they've given me all of my previous components, like even down to like the individual cables and stuff for the previous power supply. So I don't know if this location does that. So everything that they have taken out of my computer, they have given me back. So, I got my old power supply back, along with all the cables and, like, internal cables and everything. So, I don't know if they're gonna keep anything that they've, you know, touched, but maybe. No idea. They have a USB with your files copied? I don't think my computer is interesting enough for them to pick it out of the pile, bro. They've got like 800 fucking computers back there. But I don't have anything on there anymore. I got rid of all my stuff except the Steam games and like screenshots. I dragged everything onto a hard drive before I took it in. They're gonna test the board, so they'll ask me what I want. So, like, even with the RAM, they were gonna put in, like, they found like this low profile RAM because like the way they installed the fans in my case, it doesn't clear properly when you try to take them in and out. So they got like this low profile RAM off the shelf, which doesn't have like the LED lights on the top. And so they were asking, do you want these? I was like, yeah, that's fine. So. The 870E Aero. Let me see what that is. But yeah, this has definitely been an interesting experience, that's for sure. The gigabit one? Okay, yeah. I'll see if they'll swap it to that, if that's the problem. I would imagine it is. Like, that's the thing, is what else would it be? What else would it be? You know, they tried RAM, they tried a new GPU 3 times. Power supply? It's either the CPU or the motherboard at this point, so. Good boy. Did you finish your food? No, you finished your chew? Well, good boy. Oh boy. I don't even know. What is the current motherboard I have? The 870E or something like that. Yeah, technically the one you sent is cheaper than the one I have, so they should have no problem swapping that out. Yeah, the one I have is 530, and the one you sent's 500, so yeah. My guess is they will swap that. Yeah, the thing I'm not in love with The Adventures of Elliot is I really don't like the main character. He's way too much of a goody two-shoes. Plus, the English voice acting is not very good. But gameplay-wise, it's pretty fun. The gigabit's part of the X870E refresh boards that AMD had. Okay. Gotcha. But yeah, I'll let them know. It looks like it's in stock, so should be good. Griffin will buy any Square game and say it's good, then why don't I like Kingdom Hearts? I do like Kingdom Hearts. That's news to me. But yeah, this Adventure of Elliot game is perfect for me to play while I'm sitting in meetings or whatever, and I only have to be there, not pay attention. It's like perfect. Because I don't really listen to the audio anyway, and I don't really pay attention to the story. I'm just mainly playing it for the gaming. An anime game? I wouldn't say that. It's not really similar to an anime game. It feels kind of like an old school, like, Zelda game, I would say. It looks very similar to, like, those old school Zeldas, like on the NES and SNES. It's like that, or like the old Mana games. Princess Peach getting piped, dude. Hell yeah. Do I have Star Fox on the way? Walmart sent me like 8 million delay emails. Like every 10 minutes I was getting a new fucking email from Walmart saying, your order's been delayed, your order's been delayed, your order's been delayed. It's like, holy fuck, dude. So I canceled it from Walmart and just ordered it from Best Buy because I got sick of getting the fucking notifications. It's like, Jesus, bro, I don't need it every 10 minutes. Like, damn, I get it. So it just started pissing me off, so I just canceled the order. I'll pay the extra $10 to not be annoyed. So I'll be getting it from Best Buy. Here, let me just save this real quick. There we go. It's real-time combat. One of the other things I don't like is the progression system. It's like a fucking gotcha system. It's really weird. I don't know. I don't really know how to feel about that, but I wish it had like a traditional level up system versus, you know, random RNG gotcha perks you get for redeeming crystals. Yeah, it's very lighthearted, so yeah, it probably would be good for kids. That is true. What the hell do I need a 1600 watt power supply for? I already have an Xbox to power my dreams. But yeah, I'm really glad that, you know, hopefully this PC thing's gonna come to a close soon. Because this shit's crazy, man. I don't know. It's like all this time, basically, it's looking to be the problem. I literally mentioned what the issue might have been. But I don't know what diagnostic they were running where they were getting the power supply was bad or the GPU was bad or whatever. Like, that's kind of what I want to know. It's like, how the hell did you even get that as like a false positive? Like, the thing turns on. How the fuck is the power supply the issue? Am I going to wear a suit while I play Star Fox? Oh, a fursuit. Fuck no. Why would I wear a fursuit? I don't care if the World Cup is in, PK. The World Cup is for people who can't afford electricity. Oops. You have to care, but I don't. I don't care, PK. At all. Let's see, Oscar with the 5. Ever thought about just driving around and having fun, maybe taking some pictures and free roam? I played like free roam right when it came out, and I honestly haven't really done it since. I mean, every once in a while I'll just drive around.
All right, awesome. Thanks, nigga. All right.
But I don't know. I don't really have much of a desire to explore. Yeah, I think it's gonna be interesting. I think it's gonna be interesting to see how the multiplayer is for Star Fox. That could potentially be kind of fun, but I guess it depends on how it's implemented. Let's see, 80 Krager with the 2 PKPs sitting down. Well, honestly, that's just optimal, because then you can, you know, scroll on your phone, even while pissing.
can't afford this shit!
Huh? How was that out of bounds? I could have easily recovered that. Yeah, we'll see after tomorrow if I get my computer back or not. The guy said he's not going to be in until, I think, the afternoon, so my guess is it won't be done until nighttime anyway. Oh shit, I missed the item box. But... oh well, doesn't really matter. Not gonna make it anyway. Ugh. Jesus is not Vishnu? Yes, he is, dude. He is an aspect of the great god Krishna, son of Vishnu. I have no idea what the Indian pantheon is, so don't quote me on that. But yeah, they believe that Jesus is some aspect of Vishnu. Because the thing is Indian religion is based off of European religion. And, you know, with a lot of ancient European religions, they believe in the gods basically metamorphosizing over time. So that's the thing. It's like, for perfect example, Sol Invictus. You know, Sol Invictus was the culmination of all of the major Roman sun gods, like, merged into one. Or like how the Egyptians had Amun-Ra, which was a combination of Amun and Ra, as the name would suggest. So, you know, what was it? No, Poseidon used to be Zeus. Like, Poseidon and Zeus didn't become separate entities until much later into the Greek pantheon. So, there's actually a lot of cases like that where, you know, divine entities and European, you know, or polytheism, you know, take on different forms as time progresses. And, you know, Indian, like Hindu religion is based on the same kind of foundation, especially post-Alexander. And because of that, they think that Jesus is like a form or, you know, version of Vishnu, essentially. Like he's an aspect of Vishnu. Because, like, for example, Odin is a newer god than Thor. So Odin didn't come around until much later, historically speaking, from a Norse pantheon perspective. So, and a lot of them think it was a response to the Germanic tribes interacting with the Roman legions and, you know, being influenced heavily by the god Mercury. But yeah, it's kind of interesting. Like, ancient mythology is very fluid. You know, it's not as rigid as, you know, monotheism. So that's what kind of makes it interesting to, like, learn about and stuff, because there's always something new you learn about it. You worship Saturn, actually? That's fine. I mean, that's like what, the Greek god, or the Greek father of the gods, so. Or Roman, my bad. Same difference, it's Kronos. Kronos, Saturn, interchangeable. Same god, different name. Ended up going back to the hospital. Turns out I also had internal bleeding in my stomach lining. I'm taking a break from work after Saturday. Brutal. That sucks, man. No more drinking for a while then, huh? Internal bleeding's no joke. The Elliot game is pretty good. I mean, from a gameplay perspective, I do like it. I have some minor gripes with it, though. I'm not a big fan of the progression. Like, all your progression comes from basically this gacha game perk system where you gather crystals from killing enemies, and then you redeem the crystals to unlock perks. And you have like a certain, I guess, cost associated with each one, so you can only equip so many at a time, and they're not really super crazy or anything like that. There's like a marginal difference from them, but it definitely I think the gameplay is fun, but I'm not a fan of the progression system within it because, you know, it basically kills any potential of you grinding to get more powerful. And then also, I'm not a huge fan of the writing. Like, the main character is very, very sanitized, typical lay heckin' good dude who never does nothing to nobody type of character. Like a goody two-shoes, which, you know, whatever. I don't really care too much about that, but not in love with the characters and definitely not in love with the voice acting, so I've just been playing it on mute. One thing is, too, is your companion character. First it's the princess, then it's a fairy. Like, they just talk so fucking much, bro. Like, I don't understand why the companion needs to talk every single time you pick something up, every single time you go into a cave, like, just constantly talking. So, that's another gripe I have. But aside from that, I think it's a fun game to play. Gameplay-wise, I am enjoying it. Oops. Nah, I need to pop a caffeine pill, bro. I'm already getting tired. I just got back from taking my dog for a walk before I started streaming, and I haven't slept. I don't even remember how long it's been. It's been over a day again, so I'm pretty sleepy. Yeah, I did lay down in my bed quickly before I did start streaming, and my sheets were nice and cool. My dog laid down next to me. It was very tempting to just go to sleep. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll get off kind of earlier tonight than usual, or I guess this morning. But we'll see how it goes. Eventually, the tiredness will go away. Hopefully, at least. Oscar the 2, no, please get off early tonight. I might. We'll see. We shall see. It really just depends on how long the tiredness lasts. Because if I start, like, dozing off and shit constantly, then yeah, I'll get off. It's not good to be awake for as long as I've been.
I can't afford this shit!
I don't remember the last time I slept. I think before the stream, before last, but I'm not 100% sure. It's been over 24 hours. I know that for a fact. FYI, they also sell a white version of Darkwood that's just called the Wood in case you want a whiteboard. Okay, cool. Yeah, appreciate it. I'll see what they say. It'd be really fucking funny if it was the CPU, but I don't think it is. I think it's the motherboard. It's the only way I feel like they'd be getting all those false positives on the power supply as well. Because, you know, the motherboard gets everything. Fatigue Gaming, yeah. You know it. You've been trying to avoid rest like Odin. Avoiding Odin's sleep to protect Asgard? The hell? you guys think they're going to dual boot Windows 11 and Steam OS when they drop NVIDIA drivers? I don't think so. What do you mean dual boot? Like, who's gonna be in charge? I don't think Microsoft will auto put that on machines. He's asking if you'll dual boot, which we know the answer. Yeah, I have no idea how to fucking dual boot. I don't really have a desire to use Steam OS. There's not really any reason to on an actual desktop. It's like, I'm gonna run a version of Steam that I already have all the features to. Like, what's the point? Like, I get it for a handheld for like ease of use and like navigation purposes, but Steam OS is kind of worthless on console or PC, you know, because you're already hooked up to a TV or monitor, so you could easily just have a keyboard and mouse. I mean, I guess maybe with like the console Steam machine, maybe that's better, because then you wouldn't have to have the keyboard and mouse, but I feel like Steam OS is mainly just for handhelds. Otherwise, I don't really know why you'd want to use it. It kind of just puts you in a disadvantaged state, because you're missing so much stuff and functionality in a lot of cases. I actually made it. This is the music you hear when you enter Valhalla, dude. We've got the watch. We'll see you in Valhalla.
Yeah, dude, I don't really know if I like the idea of Valhalla, bro. I'm not really a fighter, you know what I'm saying? Like, can't we all just, like, be friends and hang out instead?
Yeah, I mean, eating, drinking, fighting, and, you know, conversing with your companions, family, ancient heroes, your ancestors. Like, yeah, it's a very appealing version of the afterlife, so. It's much better than banging 72 virgins. It's a pretty hollow, you know, concept of the afterlife. Wild how AC Valhalla was a better Norse game than God of War 2018 and Ragnarok. Yeah, God of War Ragnarok especially. Like, so much wasted potential. Like, Ragnarok's not even actually in the game. It all happens off screen. It's not a significant enough event to actually spend time delving into. Like, that shit's crazy. But yeah, so much wasted potential. But yeah, Assassin's Creed, they did do a much better job with the Viking feel for sure. Well, I think in that trailer they were showing off Egyptian and Tibetan gods. So yeah, they're gonna throw away Egypt as like some side roster, which is brutal, man. I'm struggling. Yeah, I'm tired, bro. I'm very tired. It's hard for me to multitask right now. Yeah, technically driving when you're tired is just as bad, if not worse in some cases, as driving drunk, so. There have definitely been some instances where it's like, damn, bro, I really shouldn't be driving right now. Like, there was one time I didn't sleep for like 2 or 3 days before I drove. And when I say, like, I had that loss of time experience, like, I was driving to my parents' place, and 2.5 hours or something went by, and it felt like basically an instant. It was very odd. Like, it was almost like my body was just operating on autopilot, and I didn't remember anything that happened pretty much for, like, the previous 2 hours, so... I don't know, if this keeps getting much worse, then I'll just go lay down and sleep. Because it's been about 2 days, I'm guessing, since I last slept. So... which obviously is not ideal. Actually, yeah, it has been over 2 hours, or 2 days. The last time I slept was Sunday. I slept until, like, I want to say 4 or 5 p.m. So yeah, it has been 2 days since I last slept. I had to think about that. That's fucked, yeah. It's not ideal, man. See, the thing is I had to stay awake this afternoon because I was conversating with the micro center guy. So I didn't want to fall asleep and miss out on potentially getting my computer fixed, you know, sooner rather than later. Oops. Just looking over at the chat. Oski Woski with the 2, bruh, 2 days. Please sleep. Yeah, I don't know. It's easier said than done right now. May pick up a new audio interface if they have one there when I go pick up my computer. Because if this thing's acting up, because I don't know if it's going to have the same problems when I plug it back into that other computer. It wasn't having any issues, but it might now. But I may grab another one of those. Boogie will live longer than me if I don't sleep. Yeah, I mean, I guess. It's possible. Well, I don't have to spend any money on this computer now, PK. It's all covered under warranty, so... all these new components they're testing, the man hours, anything they have to swap out, is all free from here on out for me. So I don't have to worry about it. I've spent about 10K on my PC now. Well, over. Because it was, what, 6,700 when I bought it? And then I bought that $4,200 graphics card, so almost, what, 11,000. I've almost spent 11 grand on my PC. Dude, I'm just waiting for this wave of tiredness to pass. It probably was a bad idea to walk my dog. I was out for like an hour or so walking my dog. So that already kind of made me tired. It's probably a mistake. Physical exertion when you haven't slept is a no-go usually. It will end when you sleep? Nah, it'll pass. It always does. You get super tired and then it just goes away. I've dealt with this many times. I used to stay up for like 3 days straight all the time, so I'm used to it. You just kind of have to power through it and eventually it goes away. Bro, most of y'all aren't even outside for 30 minutes a day, much less an hour. I don't want to hear it. You know, you go for an hour-long walk after you haven't slept for 2 days, and then get back to me and tell me how you feel. Most of y'all ain't even touching grass, real talk. go check and see where my dog is real quick. He was laying on my bed in my spot. Little fucker. You won't go in the pyramids ever? Why, are you afraid the Stargate's gonna activate? Did I shock him? Nah, I just gave him a quick pet. And he let out a big ass like dogs when they make that deflation noise almost. Sounds like, you know, a balloon letting out air. They take that big, like, inhale and then just go. So he's probably back snoring. Little shit. Lucky dog. Dude's just chilling with the ceiling fan blowing cold air on him on my bed, so having the time of his life. God. Nah, apparently Project Helix got basically shelved. So Microsoft is just making another Xbox console that does not have the PC storefronts. So apparently they're changing strategy once again. The fact that Raymond hates pets is pretty sad. Yup, soulless, bro. That shit's mega soulless. I don't know how you can hate dogs, man. Dogs are awesome. You know, the only thing that kind of sucks about them is you have to take them out every so often to go to the bathroom. But also they shed. That's the only part that sucks. But, I mean, technically you get one of those hypoallergenic dogs that don't shed. And it's not a big deal, but... yeah, the shedding and then the constant needing to go out. Other than that, they're great. I wouldn't really say the dogs are high maintenance, though. Like, unless taking them outside is like some unbearable task to you. Dogs are pretty easy. I mean, my dog just lays around and sleeps most of the day, so... you know, if I'm sitting in my, like, office chair, he'll just lay on the floor behind me. Or he'll go, you know, into my living room and lay on the couch. Or he'll hop on my bed and just, you know, sleep. He's pretty low maintenance. Brutal, man. This shit needs to pass. It's irritating. I'm gonna stand up. Maybe that'll help. Did I wage quit Elliot already? Nah, I've played like 4 hours or so. I haven't had a ton of time to put into it. Yeah, my dog sometimes goes 15 hours without pissing. If I'm like really tired, like on the weekends, for example, like sometimes I'll stop streaming at like 7 and I'll sleep until like 10 p.m. after I take him out. So there are some days where he holds it for like, you know, over 12 hours. And he doesn't even care because he's like asleep with me on the bed, so. So I don't think it bothers him. Yeah, the good thing is with dogs, as long as they're not like schizo dogs, you know, when you leave them, they typically just lay down and fall asleep. So time passes pretty quick for them. So 12 hours to them feels like, you know, a couple minutes. But yeah, I'm not really a fan of the YouTube ad system either. But, I mean, I get why they did it. I understand why they did it, because people can impersonate or, you know, it's how all other social medias work. It makes searching for people a lot easier, to be fair. Yeah, I'm pretty hype. One of my Mew EX cards that I bought for 4,500 bucks last year. The cheapest copy I think listed on eBay of it is 36 grand, and there's a copy ending in 5 days at auction that is now at $25,100 for the current bid, with like 5 days left. So that card's about to do some crazy numbers. The last one sold before that was 20 grand. So my guesstimate is it'll probably end at around 30,000. So pretty crazy. Chud's really paying 25K for cardboard. Well, dude, none of us can get bitches or have kids, so, you know, we gotta spend our money on something. The pokey Chuds have a lot of money. Yeah, this video. Hold on. Yo, if y'all thought my Tifa video was bad, I saw some shit on Twitter today that I sent myself that's wild. Which I'm not pulling that up yet, but...
Young men aren't
Yeah, this video, bro. This video is factual, man.
young men aren't having sex.
Correct. Literally me, for real, dude. Literally me, for real.
Young men aren't having sex.
I like the Yu-Gi-Oh cameo at the end, because that kind of sums up my collecting as well. I have mostly Pokemon, but I also have a few Yu-Gi-Oh slabs here and there, so, you know. You gotta mix it up. You need the diversity. It's just missing the Final Fantasy and Gooner anime slabs, but, you know, it's alright. Doesn't have to be perfect. You're a sub 5, Griff? So what? None of my cards are. Griffin is a cute, chubby white boy with beautiful brown eyes. I think he means soulless brown eyes. Should I keep my Pokemon VMAX Dragon Premium Collection? I've been waiting for the value to go up. It's $289 right now. I mean, depending on how much you spend on it, I don't think there's any shame in taking profit, especially on sealed products. So, if you're happy with the gains you've made, and you know you want to deploy the money into something else, then I'd say go for it. I don't know, I like buying silver more than gold because you can get more. Like, you buy 1 little ounce of gold, it's like, okay, cool, I've got an ounce. But with, like, silver, you can buy pounds. It's, I don't know, more fun to, like, handle. The nice thing about gold, though, is you don't have to polish it. You know, anything silver you buy, eventually it starts tarnishing pretty quickly. $59.99 in stores, so it went up. Yeah, I mean, if you're happy with $300, then go for it. Why not? It's not a bad return at all. How much you against race mixing and ethnic mixing? I would never do it personally. I want my kids to look like me. Period. So. I'm not into the whole, you know. Raise a child that looks nothing like you. Experience. I would fold at an Asian waifu. I'm not really attracted to Asian women, bro. I would have sex with an Asian woman if she was hot, but I don't think I'd ever marry her. So I definitely wouldn't have kids. I don't want to bring another Elliot Rodgers into the world. So you're willing to die alone, Griff? Yeah. You know, if all else fails, it is what it is. Let's see. 1 to 2. What is this?
Ilhan Omar.
I already don't like it. Ilhan Omar. Dude. I do not have a soft spot for big booty Latinas. You know, Anna de Armas, or however the fuck you say her name, in her prime is about as Hispanic as I would go, personally. I don't like black hair. Like, black hair to me is very ugly. So, I don't know, bro. I like chicks with, like, light brown, dirty blonde hair color. And most Hispanic chicks have, like, that really, like, glossy black hair. They don't really have that much variety on that front. Nah, I'm just tired, bro. I'm like zoning out playing this right now. It's very hard for me to multitask at the moment. I haven't slept in like 2 days, so, or over 2 days, but yeah. Griffin's been drinking jungle juice? Oh yeah, dude. Nah, I'm just tired, bro. Which, technically, being tired is worse than being drunk, so... Your mileage may vary. See, if this doesn't pass, then I might hop off early tonight and get some sleep. I don't know. I definitely could fall asleep right now pretty almost instantaneously, I feel like, if I laid down. You know, especially with the dog chilling on the bed right now. So, he'll get all cozied up and, you know, cuddle up next to me. Should probably get some rest. Yeah, I mean, I probably should, but I don't know. I'm hoping it just passes, but it's not looking good. Hocopia will help you. Fuck, no, it won't. That'll put me to sleep, like, literally. I'll be basically asleep in my chair. It won't just be zoning out and not paying attention. It'll be, like, actually asleep. Oh, I already did take a caffeine pill. It's not really doing anything, so... Caffeine pills just make me not get more tired. They don't really wake me up. So, they just prevent me from getting sleepier than I already am, but they don't give me energy. I've got a red, white, and blue Monster Energy here, so I've got that and a caffeine pill. It's a no-go, bro. It's not waking me up. A caffeine enema? I think I'm good. I'll just stay tired at that point. How did I manage to get the ones? It's called 7-Eleven. And you just go on Uber Eats and order 10 of them, and they get delivered. No, I'm not even dozing off. It's just like, I don't know. I'm just not really paying attention to the game at all, and it's just kind of like, eh. Embrace the sleep. I mean, I definitely could fall asleep right now if I tried, but I'm not like falling asleep in my chair. It's more so I'm just kind of like losing focus. My skin will rapidly age. That's okay. I'll be alright. That 100 for a stream must be a life-changing sum for you. That's right. I literally can't afford groceries, dude. But yeah, I didn't realize it had been over 2 days since I'd slept. That's kind of crazy. Time flies, man. Can I get $100 fucking dollars? It's been 5 hours and I've only gotten 40. God damn! Why am I doing this? Everyone fucking hates. Exactly.
Literally, be for real,
But nah. Yeah, Raymond thinks that just by virtue of existing and turning on the stream, he deserves, you know, hundreds of dollars. So, but his dumbass audience gives it to him. So, hey, you know. I guess it works. I don't know, dude. If people beg for money, it makes me not want to give them money. So I find it very tacky. I'd be more inclined to give someone money if they don't ask for it. Yeah, he's much worse than DSP because he suicide baits, you know, holds the fact that he's sober over everybody's head. Like, oh, I'm gonna fucking pick up the bottle right now if you don't give me 40 bucks. Like, he tries to guilt trip people constantly about it. It's fucking pathetic. And he was on other channel and clip stream saying we all wanted him dead. Oh my god, man. Yeah, nobody actually fucking cares if he lives or dies, bro. Like, I'm gonna be brutally honest. My life doesn't change either way. I don't care enough about him to actually wish he was dead. Like, sorry. I quite literally don't care enough about you for me to actually want you dead. Yeah, the grocery LARP is so gay, man. I can't even afford groceries. It's like, oh, fuck off, dude. You make $400 a night some nights on fucking Kick, and you can't afford groceries? Yeah, bullshit. Let's see, Oscar the 2.
Give me monies!
Oh, wait, exactly. It's alright. DSP fucking, you know, crawled so Raymond could sprint. I guess is the takeaway from all of that.
I can't afford this shit!
If he doesn't upload on YouTube, I don't know if he will or not. There's so many lolcows nowadays that it's like there's not really anything special about Raymond's shtick. Other than the fact that he's just like a massive incel, but even that's a dime a dozen nowadays. Yeah, his rage is his greatest weakness because, you know, he lets every little thing get to him, and it's like, bro, you can't fucking behave that way on the internet. Just makes people want to fuck with you more, not less. Well, dude, the thing is I don't think he was actually happy when the Kino Casino covered him. It was more so him doing a measured damage control, which, you know, is surprising considering that he has no fucking filter whatsoever normally. But with the Kino bros, he really didn't want to piss them off. Kind of interesting. is only a lolcow because of his rage. If he refrained from spurging out and kept to his cringe millennial jester stick, nobody would care. Yes and no. I mean, if he kept telling embarrassing stories about himself, then maybe. But yeah, I mean, the rage is definitely the main draw, obviously. Obviously. No, it's not fixed yet, but they're actually taking it apart and testing all the individual components now because the guy who was working on it replicated the issue and now he's testing for it after he makes any sort of change to the system. So there's actually a pretty good chance now that they can find what's wrong with it and actually fix it. Fingers crossed, but yeah, I mean, hopefully it's, I guess, what is it today? Wednesday. Yeah, technically, you know, maybe it'll be done later tonight. So that would be cool. And hopefully it'll actually be fixed, because now they're actually making sure to look for that, which is good because, you know, prior to that they were not. It was like a blood I don't know, what's the best word for it? A fucking, I don't even know, because they weren't even like taking it apart or like doing anything with it. It was just, I think, plugging in some sort of fucking flash drive or something and running some diagnostic software. And it was the fucking PSU that was like tripping it up. And it's like, dude, the power supply's fine. And then they tried to say that, you know, the power supply that they just installed was faulty. It's like, guys, no. Don't do it. Don't waste the money. That's literally what I told them on the phone. I'm like, don't, you know, I'm fine for you all to keep wasting money and throwing money at PSUs, but I don't think that's the problem. You know, you put it in 2 hours before I picked it up last time. It's probably fine. But they're like, no, we'll just replace it and then test it out afterwards. And then they didn't test it. So before I went and picked it up, I made them test it, which is where we are now because of that. Yeah, incompetent maybe describes it, but yeah, I don't know, dude. It is what it is. At least hopefully this will be done within a day or two, once they narrow in on the actual problem. Should you keep playing 16 or drop it and play 15 instead? I would play through 16 just for the boss fights once, and then play 15. 16 has good boss fights. It's worth playing through one time, but it's one of those games you don't really want to replay. So, once you replay Final Fantasy 16, its issues become way more apparent. No, they have to pay for everything that they replace, because, you know, after the initial repair, I bought the warranty, which protects everything inside the computer. So any labor, replacement parts, or anything that's needed to be purchased in order to get the computer working, they have to cover, because they rubber stamped it and said, all right, this computer is repaired and it's under a 2-year warranty. So they're now on the hook for any and all problems with the computer moving forward for the next 2 years. So, pretty good deal on my end, but... But it's just crazy to me the 3 times they supposedly fixed it. None of them actually listened to what I said and just restarted the computer, shut it down, turn it back on, put it in sleep mode to see if the problem was still there. Not once did they do that until today. It's like crazy. Like, that's just laziness, bro. Either that or they're just not reading the fucking, you know, service notes. Because the people that do the diagnosis don't do the actual repairs. But the guy who did my diagnosis this time is doing the repair. Yeah, 16 has like all the worst aspects of an MMO. Other than maybe the combat. The combat's good. Graphics are good, boss fights are good, but outside of that, it's incredibly generic. What about the lost money and all the super chats that you didn't receive? Yeah, dude, I'm gonna take him to court and file a RICO charge. Alright, maybe I'll give this... I don't know, bro. I'm feeling like maybe I should try to go sleep. I'll see. I'll probably stay on until 2 and see how I'm feeling. If I feel more awake by then, I'll stay on, but I don't know. 2 days is a long time to be awake. Need to buy a new controller? Or what? Go to bed, tweaker? I might end up going to sleep. I don't know. Because I gotta work and shit tomorrow too, and then I'm most likely gonna have to go late tomorrow night to go pick up my computer as well. Because if the guy's not gonna start working on it until the afternoon, he'll probably be done at like 5 or 6 at the earliest. Oops, I fucked that up. Oh well. I'm 42, but I don't miss drugs, a little just coffee, thanks. Wasn't addicted ever or need rehab, but hey, what can I say? Young and dumb. Coffee? What you need rehab for coffee? That's kind of crazy, bro. Real game. Yeah, I'm not really doing much gaming, bro. I'm like just zoning out. I don't know. I probably should get off. Should get some rest. Especially because I wasn't able to sleep this afternoon because of the whole PC thing. So, like literally right when I was done with work and I was about to like lay down, I got another text from the micro center and like repair department. It's like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to go pick this up. And then that's when you know, I was like, all right, can y'all test to see? And they're like, oh yeah, the problem's still there. So yeah, at that point it's like, oh, I better stay by my phone just in case, so you know they don't lose momentum or, you know, sight of what actually needs to happen. So kind of had to babysit the text conversation just in case, so I didn't get to sleep this afternoon. And then that, like before that, I hadn't slept for like 30 something hours, so I was cooked. Do another sleep stream? Hell nah. Dude, I don't want to sleep at my desk. I've done that a few times and, you know, it's not very comfortable. I've fallen asleep at my desk a few times. Like off stream, more so. I mean, I've fallen asleep on stream a couple times, but that was when I first got my dog. So... and I hadn't slept at all for like a week or two. Oh yeah, dude, Pentiment was fucking horrid. That shit was terrible. And Avatar. Take some ZQL over the weekend. I can usually sleep pretty long on the weekend, so it's just if I have shit to do or not. Like this past weekend, I didn't get much rest. Yeah, I don't know. I may go ahead and hop off after this race. I probably should sleep. I'm gonna get worthless, because especially if we do videos, I'm gonna fucking fall asleep for sure. I can already tell. Might have to call it. Brutal, man. I'm not as young as I used to be, dude. Getting old sucks. You ever tried Benadryl default? No, I've never really taken Benadryl, to be honest. Isn't that for like allergies or something? I'm not exactly sure. I've never really taken Benadryl. Yeah, but the side effect is it's really good at helping someone. Well, sometimes I definitely need that, so maybe I'll buy some. Yeah, there's a lot of times where I try to go to sleep and I can't. I know for a fact if I tried to right now I will, so maybe I should. But I don't know. I'll be back on tomorrow. I don't know what time, because I may be going at like, you know, 8 to go pick up the computer and stuff, and then I gotta set everything back up. Remove all the files over. Sign into all my accounts. Set up OBS again. Fun stuff, bro. Well, no, the guy is literally in the process of taking apart the computer now. So he already swapped the power supply, he swapped the GPU, swapped the RAM. Now he's going to be doing the motherboard and CPU to see if those are the problem. So they're actually doing what they're supposed to do now, which is good. So we might actually get a solution to it. But we'll see. Because, like, they said that they fixed it after swapping the power supply, and I made them check it before I drove out there. I'm like, could you double check it? You know, plug it in, turn it on, shut it down, turn it back on a few times, see if you get the error. And they did. So, thankfully, they actually, you know, started really working on it this time instead of just using whatever diagnostic tool they were using previously, which was saying the power supply was the issue, which it wasn't. It was literally in the computer for 2 hours, and yeah, I don't know. But anyway, I am gonna go ahead and hop off, guys. I'm feeling pretty worthless right now, so.
I can't afford this shit!
You know, I'll probably have a lot more energy too, because, you know, going 2.5 days without sleep ain't really optimal. So anyway, have a great Wednesday, everybody. I'll talk to everybody later. Peace out, guys. Let's see, Oscar the 2. Thank you, Griffin. Have a good night. Appreciate it, man. Guess it's morning at this point, but same shit. But yeah, I'll talk to everybody later. Peace out, guys.
You remember when Casey Kasem had that horrible dementia in his last couple years of life, and he was like kidnapped or something? Like
Who's Casey Kasem?
He's the guy who does Shaggy.
Oh, really?
I'm Casey Kasem. That's my impression.
Oh.
I'm Shaggy. I'm Casey Kasem. But Casey Kasem had horrible dementia that he was suffering from.
No.
I know, it's truly sad. And his family like had a custody battle over him at the end, where he was like, they had like when he died, they like didn't know where to put his body. So they just like put it like on the beach.
Shut the fuck up, Zach.
Apparently crabs got to it. It was a really horrible ordeal.
Was any part of that true?
I think 93% of it was true.
You're actually stupid. I actually don't believe
Crabs
you.
made a home out of his skeleton.
See, her name's Maya. That's a nod to the fact that she's CG generated.
Oh.
I don't know.
What?
I'll have to call when I get there.
She's CGI generated?
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't matter. Just
How?
go to bed.
You could tell by the like really shitty imperfections on her face.
That's just a real... You're not gonna trick me on this one.